Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Sylvia here, nutrition and fasting coach. All right. So I was going to talk more about some of the benefits of fasting. And last time I talked about gut health and how you can balance your microbiome and how that affects just about every part of your life. So it bleeds into a little bit to what I'm going to talk to today because it's just one causes the other in a way. And that is energy. So most people think that if you don't eat, you get less energy. And if that was the case, there wouldn't be any human beings on this planet today. Because, think about it, back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, if you weren't able to catch anything on your daily hunt or weekly hunt, you would starve to death. And that obviously didn't happen because we're here today. And that is simply because the body has two fuel systems. I call it the sugar burner system and the fat burner system. So let me explain what the difference is. So what most people today, they are solely on the sugar burner system. It's your glucose. You're fueled by glucose. And that is because high carbohydrate diet and excess food diet where you never get to deplete your glucose stores. So what happens when we eat carbohydrates, the body will convert that to glucose and push it into your bloodstream for easy access energy. And this is the body's preferred fuel. It's easy, quick fuel source. But what happens when you don't eat, then if you eat excess food and you don't need that glucose right away, if you don't move your body after a big meal, the body's going to take that glucose and store it in your liver, your muscles, and your fat cells, and have access to it later. So what happens when you deplete the glucose that you have in your sugar, in your bloodstream, your body will release glucose from those stores so that you have more fairly quick, readily available energy. Then if you deplete those stores, that's when your genius body has this other fuel system, the fat burning system, where your body starts to create ketones. And in a fasted state, these ketones are made out of your stored body fat. Not to be confused with the keto diet, where you eat a high-fat diet and start to create ketones from the fat that you eat. This is a fasted ketosis, so you're accessing stored body fat to use to create energy. And in this modern world where all the access, most people have plenty body fat to be able to survive for quite a while. So that's what's so amazing about this energy source. You now have energy that's a level type energy. It's not like glucose where you eat a sugary or high carb meal, your glucose spikes and gives you quick energy, but then it also drops just as quick. And that's when you start to yawn, you feel sluggish and tired. That doesn't happen with ketones. You get that sustained level energy that can keep you going for a very long time. And that's why human beings are alive today, because we were able to dip into ketosis whenever we couldn't catch anything on our hunts or gathering trips for food. So that's how our bodies are built to do. The problem is for many people is that they don't regularly or ever dip into the fat burner system, which creates issues with never taking advantage of those ketones, which is a prime fuel for your brain. You gain a mental clarity when you are in a fasted ketosis. So along with that sustained level energy, you get a very clear mind, which is pretty amazing, especially for women. If you are over 40 and you're starting to get that brain fog and you feel like you walk into a room and you forget why you walked in there. The ketones will help you with those situations. So most people don't ever get to experience that because they're so high in the high glucose stores. The meals are just too heavy, and you never get to deplete your glucose to be able to switch over to a fasted ketosis. So that's what we want to work on, that switch. And that's when it can be a little bit hard for a little while, because it's not something super easy. If your body has never done the switch, it can be a little hard in the beginning. That's when you can kind of feel a little lightheaded. You can feel a little off and sluggish until you get to prime that switch a little bit and train your body to do the metabolic switch. Eventually, if you do it in a few times, and it doesn't usually take more than a couple of times until your body gets trained at it and is able to quickly switch over to ketones for fuel. And that's when you'll notice the difference. But until then, it's a little learning curve to get over there, and you just need to be patient and push through and learn how to read your body to get through that switch and train that switch. So if you want to hear more about the metabolic switching, if you want to learn how you can prime your switch and take advantage of this great energy that comes along, just imagine what you could do if you had more energy and you actually freed up time because you're not cooking, you're not doing dishes, you're not eating. How much easier would it be to reach your goals if you had more energy and more time, right? So if you want to learn more about this, drop me a note below or send me a DM. I'll be happy to talk to you. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.